What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into the Invincible Iron Man issue number 8. This will be a HELLFIRE Gala 2023 tie-in. And for those of you wondering, we haven't been covering Iron Man. Not that it's necessarily a bad story, we just have so many titles that we are already covering, I didn't want to add another one into it. But at this point, I gotta cave in. The Invincible Iron Man title really is connecting to the X-Men in ways I didn't expect it to. Everything going on with Fei Long, him essentially taking over the patent of Iron Man. Fei Long owns Iron Man now. He owns Stark Unlimited, and Tony Stark has been battling trying to get it back. But after the HELLFIRE Gala, everything is about to change. Not just for Tony Stark, but for mutant kind, for the Avengers, for the entire world. And I have a feeling that this Invincible Iron Man series is really gonna do a lot when it comes to mutant kind. Tony Stark is gonna have a very pivotal role in everything going on. Now, this issue does take place after the HELLFIRE Gala, so if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend that you do so. We posted that video up yesterday, you can go ahead and check it out. Because the Marvel Universe is being turned upside down. With everything happening to mutant kind, this is gonna reverberate out. Every hero is going to feel it. In one way or another, this is affecting everybody. But one of the people that it affects the most is Tony Stark. That is because of his Stark Sentinels. They are being used to hunt down mutant kind, and Tony definitely has something to say about that. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we are picking up with Tony and She-Hulk. And Tony is trying to figure out his options. With Rhodes in prison, with Fei Long owning Stark Unlimited, he owns all of the patents. He legally owns the technology that is in Iron Man's suits. And so he must comply with the cease and desist. And Tony Stark, he's listening. He is listening to his attorney's counsel. But as Hulk, he is wondering what her advice is. Her advice is to smash. But Tony set a precedent for all of this back in the Armor Wars. His enemy has turned his victories against him. The only way to truly keep all of this is to change his design significantly. If he is unable to do this, she's not legally advising him to move somewhere else. But in her mind, it wouldn't necessarily be a bad idea to try and set up shop somewhere else like Krakoa, with She-Hulk saying that she's headed to the HELLFIRE Gala later this evening. Tony says that he knows what he needs to do. The truth is, he hasn't been honest with himself, and now he needs to face those truths. Fei Long now owns Iron Man. Now, if the sight of his greatest achievement being Frankensteined into giant killer robots simply wasn't sickening enough, the faces of the folks in the street were more than enough to finish the job. Now, Fei Long calls these the Stark Sentinels, but Tony Stark swears that on his life, he will make sure that the truth is written. These are Fei Long's abominations, but he knows that he has to turn over the Mark 70 to Fei Long. As he packs all of it away in boxes, this is where he gets an image, an emergency broadcast. Captain Krakoa has attacked the Senate building in Washington, D.C. And so instead of packing up the suit, he throws it on. One last ride. As he heads off to DC, this is where he gets a message from Captain America, reporting a distress call from the Brooklyn Bridge. Iron Man heads directly there, making it in 15 seconds. This is where he runs into both Captain America and Rogue. And it doesn't take long for Rogue and Iron Man to understand that the Stark Sentinels, they don't belong to Iron Man, and that Captain Krakoa, that definitely wasn't a mutant. That's what takes us to later that evening. In New York City, a couple hours later, he was about to call it a night, but that's when one of Fei Long's Sentinels had taken an interest in an office building. We see this Stark Sentinel rip this building open, because inside is a high-value mutant target. Inside is Emma Frost, the White Queen. the Stark Sentinel letting her know that there is an arrest warrant out for her. Now this is where Tony goes up and he takes out the propulsion of the Stark Sentinel. He makes the Stark Sentinel fall and crash down to the ground. This gives him a moment to talk with Emma Frost. Now at first, he's a little bit confused, because here with Emma Frost is Kingpin. And while Iron Man tries to say something about this, Emma Frost immediately goes in on him, saying that the Stark Sentinels attacked the gala, killed scores of people at the function, and so Iron Man having the goal to say anything to her she finds highly offensive. But this is him just now learning that America and Krakoa were both attacked at the same time. He had been dealing with the situation in DC, with the assassination attempt of Captain America. But while they have this discussion, the Stark Sentinel rises up, and it knocks Iron Man for one heck of a loop. Knocking him down to the ground, the Stark Sentinel steps on him. With a giant explosion, we see another Sentinel, both of them now facing down Emma Frost. This is where she takes the opportunity to speak with Fei Long. She knows that he is listening through the Stark Sentinels, letting him know that he has bitten off way more than he can chew, attacking the X-Men, attacking Emma Frost, attacking all of mutantdom. But the way he sees it is that this is no mistake. They laced medicine, they attacked ambassadors, and now there's a warrant out for her arrest. The way he sees it, mutant kind is a cancer, and he is the surgeon. This is when Emma Frost goes into diamond form. The Stark Sentinels unable to hurt her while she's in said form. She gives him an opportunity to retreat, make restitution, and accept responsibility for his actions, or she will ensure that he dies under her heel. But this is where he tells the Sentinels to grab her, throw her into the street, and then kill the both of them. With Emma Frost getting down to street level, Iron Man now by her side, a third Stark Sentinel coming in. Stark is letting her know that this is her opportunity to go, that he will cover her escape and give her the opportunity to run, because he has decided on a winning strategy, one that will slow them down and give Emma Frost the opportunity to run. And so, agreeing to do so, Iron Man drops her off, gives her an opportunity to get away. While she is ready to go find what remains of the X-Men, Tony goes in for the Stark Sentinels. But when he turns around and goes back, he doesn't see them, not until it's too late. With them having a slight stealth mode, we see two Stark Sentinels come in and they crush Iron Man. Emma Frost reaching out, unable to communicate with Tony, wondering if he is still alive, asking for any answer, any sign. This is when he calls out to her. Tony Stark is asking for help. Going into Tony Stark's mind, Tony believes that he is dying. And so Emma says that she's gonna take over. She's gonna get behind the wheel just for a moment and get him out of danger, being able to move his body away from the blast right before he was completely taken out. The Stark Sentinels then target Emma Frost. Tony finally coming out of this, saying that he's awake, thanking her for returning. And Emma says that whatever happens, make sure the world knows the truth about tonight. With Emma Frost being picked up by one of the Stark Sentinels, an inhibitor collar wrapped around her neck. This is where Stark, he stops. He takes off the suit and he surrenders. Fei Long wanted the Iron Man suit, and so he is now willingly giving it up, begging Fei Long not to kill Emma Frost, that if she is guilty of a crime, then she must stand a fair trial. Now, Tony recognizes that he owes Emma Frost one. She just saved his life, and now he is about to do the same thing. He says one word: rescue. This is when the Iron Man suit wraps itself around Emma Frost, and then it autopilots straight out of here. Fei Long screaming to stop her, because they need her dead or alive. But she is able to make her escape, with Tony speaking to Fei Long, telling him that you wanted me dead, so go ahead and do it. Go ahead and kill an Avenger in the streets, but he guarantees that you would be dead by dawn. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Definitely one heck of a great tie-in to the HELLFIRE Gala. It's always nice seeing my girl Emma Frost out here doing what she does best. It's also very interesting that Kingpin, he's now more or less working with mutant kind. Now Mary being a mutant herself, the love of his life, of course he is going to go out here and he is going to pick a side that protects her. Because hypothetically, even if Kingpin was still doing what he does in New York, they would be coming for Mary, and Kingpin would have to use all of his resources to fight against this. It was inevitable for them to team up. It was inevitable for Kingpin to join the side of mutant kind. Now, we don't know exactly what Kingpin and Emma Frost were doing in that office building, but it's gonna be very interesting to find out. Kingpin is not a stupid man. He knows how politics work better than most. He has been working this system for years and years and years. And so if there was ever an ally that they truly needed, Kingpin is definitely on that list. It's gonna be very interesting to see what happens with Tony Stark moving forward, how this is all gonna play out. What we do know is that the Avengers will be siding with mutant kind. Captain America is already reforming Unity, while Orcus, Fei Long, they all have the world blinded to what they are truly doing. The Avengers and mutant kind are well aware of what is going on. Orcus may have done the first blow, a devastating blow, but this war has just begun. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on everything that is going on with mutants, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It will get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. If you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, make sure that you like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.